everyone, Cynthia Luhu here. I've been asked a couple of times how I bind my albums, and lately I've been binding them with lace and satin ribbons, and it's kind of like my duct tape, except you don't have to cover the back because it's not going to be sticky, so this is a lot faster and a lot easier. And it's strong. It's stronger than paper, not as strong as duct tape, but it's a lot stronger than paper or cardstock. So I have this album ready to go, and this is a crib album, and I'm going to have a template for this too. And this is a 6-page is what I have. And this album from the bottom to the top is 6 inches. So with 6 pages, I'm going to need a little over 2.5 feet of lace for the binding. And what I like to do is try to keep a 1/2 inch in between the pages, so I have that much for bulkiness. So you're going to need, depending on just, figure out how much lace you're going to need and make sure you have, a big enough piece for that. Unless you can just go do all different kinds for each page, it doesn't matter. Okay, and then you're going to need a hot glue gun or whatever you like to use for your adhesive. And then I like to use these because, first off, when you pull it away, you don't get all those spider webs and strings. When you press down on the hot glue with these and you pull it up, there's nothing. So that is a plus. And then you don't burn your fingers. So, and because this is lace, the glue is going to go right through. So let's start. Oh, and you're going to need a pair of scissors to cut your lace. And I'm using Fab Scraps Shabby Chic collection, and it's one of my new favorites. I just love it. Thanks to my BFF Jordy, because she bought it for me. And she's a designer for them, and she bought this for me and had it sent to me. It was a special order, and she didn't even order it for herself, so she doesn't even have the set. Is that a BFF or what? Okay, so you're going to go to the inside of your first page, and this is already vintagey. I could color it with my Lindy Stamp Gang, but I'm just going to use it because I can color it later if I want or whatever. So I'm going to be gluing, I'm going to have about 1/4 inch on my album. And then that's going to give me about 1/2 inch when I glue the next piece here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to glue a thin line on the top half. And then I'm going to put my lace down as even as I can, and it's kind of mistake proof because even if it moves a little, it doesn't really show. And then I just push. And if you see, there's nothing on here and there's nothing on here. Normally if you do this with your fingers and go like that, when you pull away you're going to get all these strings and webs, and it really, really sucks. Okay, so I'm just going to continue and do the rest of this. And I started getting in a little too far there, but that's okay because it'll even out. Just like that. And now, see, my finger got stuck, and now if you look close, I don't even know, you probably can't see, but there's a little string there that will pull off. Okay, so I'm going to cut this perfectly straight. Well, as perfect as I can. Just like that. And then I'm going to take the next page and I'm going to put it next to it. And I'm just going to try to have it go over 1/4 inch and make sure that they are even, like that. So I'm going to flip this back, hold this in place, and of course it moved, but that's okay. Put my lace down and push down on the glue. Okay, and you can also take that long one, make sure that goes all the way down, and go like this if you want. Okay, so there, our first 2 pages are attached. And I've got about 1/2 inch, maybe a little more. I'll show you on my ruler. And that's without anything in there, so just about, well, down here we got about, wow, we got about an inch and no, 3/4 of an inch there. And then at the top, because once you start, yeah, about the same. Once you start putting stuff, it's going to pull it a little bit tight, so depending on what you put in there. Okay, so now what we're going to do, this is what we just glued. There's our lace. We're going to flip the page, and I'm just going to make sure that it's like this. Instead of going like this and gluing my next piece on, I'm sliding this over as far as I can, so that nothing's coming up on this side here. Okay, so we're just going to do the same thing. I'm going to get my lace ready and make sure that it's cut even in where I'm going to glue it on. Okay, do the top half. And just press. You can do this with all kinds of trims and satin ribbons, and it ends up being a very nice binding. Okay, and now what we're going to do, our next page, we're going to put it right next to it and do the same thing we did on the other one. So I'm just going to put this in speed play and finish the album. Okay, so I finished binding it. There you can see it all bound. And now I have beautiful lace in between each page. And sometimes you can see shiny hot glue, but I usually will do some kind of a pocket or trim around the whole page or something. And if it's a page like this where too much glue has seeped out, I will end up doing that if it bothers me. Just depends on what I'm doing with that page. There's that one and that one. So very easy to bind and very fast. I think this only took me like 15 minutes, so wasn't that easy? So if you have any questions, let me know in the comment section, and thanks for watching. Love you all. Bye.